All right. Okay. Welcome, everybody, from Team Eichenhorst and all of our other little smaller teams. If you're on my team, Steph's Plexus Gems, welcome, welcome, welcome. If you're on anybody else's team, I'm excited that you have decided to join us tonight for this new ambassador training or newbie boot camp, whatever you want to call it. My name is Stephanie Murray. I'm a Sapphire ambassador with Plexus Worldwide. I'm going to give you just a real brief rundown before we jump in about my story. So I joined Plexus almost 2.5 years ago, and I joined just purely to get the discount, and all I wanted to do was lose some weight. I had no idea that there was anything other than Slim and Accelerator, and I saw my friend Erica posting on Facebook about how she had energy and she was losing weight. She posted a picture of her pants shrinking, and so I decided to give it a try. I had to max out a credit card to order my welcome pack, and I decided to join as an ambassador because I needed it the cheapest way possible. So I did, and I jumped in, and I immediately started sharing on Facebook, even though I had told Erica that I had no intention of working the business. And immediately people were interested, and they started messaging me, asking what this pink drink thing was, and I had some customers right off the bat. And so I realized, there's an actual business opportunity here. I should probably figure out how I get paid. So when I started looking at the compensation plan, I realized very quickly that there was actual potential here to make a lot of money. And at the time, I was commuting 3 hours a day to work at Camp Pendleton. I was working 50 to 60-hour weeks. I was on call 24/7, literally, working for the Marine Corps. And I never got to see my kids. My youngest was almost a year old when I started Plexus, and my oldest was 2. And so I didn't get to see them because I was working long hours. And then when I would get home, I was so exhausted, I would fall asleep on the couch. So I didn't even get to see them when I was home. So within a week of starting Plexus, I was able to drop my Starbucks habit. I had been stopping first thing in the morning, drinking coffee all day, and often stopping on the way home and still falling asleep on the couch. And within a week, I'd no longer needed my coffee, and I felt really great. And I started losing weight, which is even better. And everything just kind of snowballed. People were interested, and I decided to start working my tail off. And in 11 months, I was able to promote to the rank of Emerald Ambassador. And just this past February, I believe it was, I promoted to Sapphire. So straight on to Diamond. But it's been incredible because at Emerald, I decided to leave my job. I had easily tripled, maybe almost quadrupled my full-time income working for the Marine Corps with my Plexus income. So I said goodbye to my Marines, and I came home full-time, and I've been retired now at the age of 26. Well, I retired at 25, I think, and I'm pretty sure I'm 26 now. My birthday is next week, so I think I'm turning 27. But it's been a really great year of being retired and staying home with my kids, and basically being our sole income, our major breadwinner. So it's the potential for the business is here, and I'm sure hope that's why you guys are on as a new ambassador, that you are interested in how to work this business, because that's going to be the focus of this training. So with that, I'm going to share my screen with you and jump right in. Again, if you have any questions, you can use the chat feature because you are all muted. Okay. So you should be able to see my screen. And if I get out of breath, I apologize. I am 4 weeks away from having another baby, from delivering another baby. So I'm a little bit, my lungs are a little bit squished. So bear with me, please. Alrighty, so here we go. See, I can't even see your faces. So I'm just gonna talk and go from there. So this is the beginning of your Plexus journey. So obviously this is a new ambassador training. I recognize a lot of faces. Many of you have been around for a little while. You might have been rocking it consistently, and you just jumped on for additional training. So kudos to you. You might be somebody that was working the business and kind of fell off, and you're back again and you're fully committed. So kudos to you. And if you are a brand new ambassador, just signed up within the last month or two, you haven't really started working the business, kudos to you as well, that you guys are on this training. And this is the start of your journey. You can really make that decision at any point that this is going to be it, that I'm going to commit myself fully to my journey and there is no looking back. I'm not going to give up until I reach the top. So here we go. We're going to start. So as you're standing here, really at the starting line of your Plexus journey, I wish I could just show you the future of what is in store for you, because I promise you it's exciting. Your Plexus journey is not necessarily going to be easy. Obviously, you can see this path is, there's hills and there's valleys and there's curves and things that you're not really expecting. The weather over here, if you're looking on the sides, it's a little bit foggy. Clouds could roll in, sunshine could be there. You never know. So that's the joy of life, really. You never know what tomorrow holds, but I promise you that if you stick with this, if you commit wholeheartedly to your journey and you jump all in, not just dipping your little toe in the water and testing the waters, but if you go all in, I promise you can see at the very tippy top of that last peak over there is Plexus Freedom. And I want you guys to think about what Plexus Freedom, as you're thinking about this, would mean to you. You might hear people say that a lot. 2 years ago, or 2 conventions ago, my very first convention in Dallas, Texas, the theme for Plexus Convention was Plexus Freedom, and that's what it was all about. So you'll hear that term tossed around, but it really could mean so many things for so many people. For me, Plexus Freedom means that I get to stay home with my kids and provide financially for my family, but not compromise, their childhood and I'm not missing the time with them growing up in the one childhood they have. So whatever Plexus Freedom means to you, I promise you, without a shadow of a doubt, that Plexus Freedom is possible for you if you're ready to take a journey down this road. So here we go. I want to jump in with your why. So I'm going to go through some practical things as we go through this training, but I start with why and mindset stuff because this is so important. If you don't have this down, it can just kick you right off this road. You can just so easily fall off track if you don't know exactly why you're doing it, if you don't have a why that drives you to do the things that you don't necessarily want to do, to stay up late so that you can follow up with people, to face your fears and be bold with people. If you know your why, you'll have the strength to do those things. So why are you sharing Plexus? And I encourage you guys, when you're starting to think about why you're doing this, just keep asking yourself, but why? But why? When you think you've already answered that, keep digging deeper. So why are you sharing Plexus? And I'm saying sharing because I'm assuming that if you're on this call, that you are working the business, or that you have the intention, the desire to share Plexus with other people so that you can start to build an income for yourself, that you can help other people, all of those things. So don't confuse your why with, oh, well, I want to lose weight. Obviously, there's probably a different why as far as your health is concerned, why you decided to try the products. But why are you sharing Plexus, or why do you want to share Plexus with other people? And why do you want to build this business? What will that income mean to you? So really just keep asking yourself, dig really deep, but why? If you say, oh, well, I want to make an extra $300 a month. Why? What will that do for your family? What will that feel like? If you could make an extra $300 to $500 every single month consistently, every month for the rest of this year, what kind of stress would that take off of you? How would you feel? How would your spouse react to that if you could provide for your family in that way? What would your kids be able to do? What would your life look like when you achieve whatever it is that you set out to do? And really connect with the emotion of that, because the emotions are what drive you. And so before we move on from the why, like I was saying before, if you don't know why, then you can let those emotions, the negative emotions, flood in and drive you just as easily. So connect with the positive emotions, what you know that you'll feel like when you achieve whatever level of success you want. And then focus on that and remember that when, someone tells you no and rejects you, or when it gets really difficult and, you've got all sorts of life stressors going on and you just feel like you can't keep going. Well, that if you let those things creep in and you succumb to those negative feelings and the stress, then if you allow that to happen, then you're not going to achieve what you had decided before why you wanted to share Plexus. So again, mindset is truly everything. And the whole reason I'm doing this first is because if you don't have your mindset in the right place, you won't be able to get where you want. So you guys have probably heard the quote, I think it's attributed to Henry Ford, but whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. So that's all about mindset. If you believe that you can if you believe that you can be an Emerald ambassador, or if you believe that you can be a Silver ambassador with 3 people on your team, or a Gold ambassador, then you can. If you on the other hand, start out with the mindset that, oh my gosh, 3 people, I don't know 3 people, or nobody that I know has enough money to buy Plexus, or nobody that I know would be interested in joining me on this journey. Well, then you're right. You're going to prove yourself right. So I love this cycle. You might have seen it before, but this is really a mindset cycle. So your behavior, your beliefs influence your thoughts influence your behavior, and your behavior influence your results. And then it's a vicious cycle. So if you have that positive belief, like, yeah, I'm so excited about Plexus, I know that everybody else is going to be excited too. You're thinking these things to yourself. You're going to start speaking to people and speaking with confidence and excitement, and maybe even have the boldness to share with strangers. That's going to influence your behavior. And obviously, if you're doing those types of things, then you're bound to get somebody. If you talk to 10 people, you're likely going to find one person that is interested in Plexus that wants to try it. So you're going to have positive results. And that will influence your beliefs. You just reinforce that. Yep, see, I knew I was right. There's always somebody that needs Plexus. Now, on the opposite hand, if you start out with negative beliefs, oh, everybody I know is totally broke. They don't have any money. Well, obviously, you're thinking those things. Then even if you do speak to someone, it's going to be tinged with, the subconscious. It's going to come out through your mouth. Oh yeah, well, when they ask you how much it is, well, it's kind of expensive, or yeah, it's $100. And you say it like that, then they're going to say, yeah, oh, that's too much. Those are the results you get. It reinforces the belief. See, I knew nobody I know has money. And then it just circles. So if you can start with the positive belief that you can do this, that people out there need Plexus, and it's true. I'm not feeding you a bunch of BS. It is true. Literally every single person that I come across in any given day walking down the street, I promise you that person needs Plexus, whether they need the products or they need the financial opportunity. It's all about your mindset. So most people want to improve their circumstances, but they aren't willing to improve themselves. So we were just talking about your why. Why do you want to do Plexus? Maybe you're thinking to yourself, we really need to get out of debt. We have all this debt and it's really stressful. Or we want to be able to go on vacation. All of those really great things. Well, you can want, and think about all of those great things that your life could be. But if you're not willing to put in the work first in yourself, then you're not going to be able to change your circumstances. So I love this chart. It shows the difference between a fixed mindset and a growth mindset. And if you want to do Plexus, if you want to succeed in this business, and truly in any business period, you're going to have to make sure that you keep yourself in a growth mindset versus a fixed mindset. And I've met people, like I mentioned, I think I'm 26. I'm not even kidding, guys. I don't really keep track of my age. I think I'm 26, turning 27. If my sister-in-law's on here, I don't even have the chat. She could tell me. But I've met people my age and younger. Obviously, you would think, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. Yeah, okay. I would assume that maybe an older person would have a fixed mindset, but I've met people my age and younger that have all of these fixed mindset characteristics. And on the flip side, I've met people way older than me that are just amazingly adept at staying in this growth mindset. So all of this right here, this entire chart, it's all about choice. You choose how you're going to react to situations and how you're going to be proactive in situations. So just take a look at this chart and really think about, like, well, is that me? Am I resonating with something, when you look down this middle part, if you think about skills that you have, do you tend to side with, oh, well, yeah, skills, that's something that you're born with. You can't change that. Versus, or, are you thinking skills come from hard work, that you can always improve, that you can learn new things, that sort of thing. When you think about challenges, and guys, as I said in the beginning, this journey, it's full of ups and downs. There are challenges ahead of you. I can guarantee you that. So when you think about challenges, is that scary? Is that terrifying? Does that make you worry that somebody else might be able to see that you have flaws, that you're not so great at certain things? Do you tend to give up easily? That's a fixed mindset thing. You've got to work to get to the green side over here. Challenges should be embraced. They give you an opportunity to grow and learn new things, and they can really stretch you and make you more persistent. Same thing with effort. Fixed mindset says effort is unnecessary. It's something you do when you're not good enough. A person with a fixed mindset would tend to think like, oh, well, this isn't coming easy enough, so this is not right. I see this a lot, guys, in this business, and I'm going to warn you, this is a big caveat right now, just red flag warning. That is probably the first little mindset thing that starts to go off in people when they initially set out to do Plexus, and they're like, yeah, I'm pumped up. I'm going to do this thing. I want to get to Emerald, or even I want to get to Gold. And then they talk to their first person, and that first person says no. Or that first person completely ignores you. Or that first person tries to shoot you down and tell you why that's stupid and why it's not going to work and why it's a pyramid scheme and all those great things. Well, guess what? You're going to have to learn how to be better at network marketing, and that's going to take a whole lot of effort. We are natural network marketers, but there are skills involved in this business, and I promise you don't have them all right now. So if you initially get knocked down and rejected, believe me, all of us, if you want to get to the top, all of us at the top have experienced a lot of rejection. But if you immediately start to think, oh crap, like, obviously, I'm not good enough, and if I was good at this, if I was meant to be doing this, it would be effortless and it would be easy. That is not the truth, because as you can see in the growth mindset side over here, effort is essential, and it's a path to mastery. There is a book by Malcolm Gladwell called Outliers. And in that book, he has done all this research, and they've discovered that it takes a minimum of 10,000 hours to achieve mastery at anything, whether that's mastery at playing the guitar, whether that's mastery at learning a sport, or even doing network marketing. 10,000 hours of practice. That's like several years if you calculate it out, like, doing it a couple hours a day. It's a long time. So you're not going to be great right off the bat, and you're going to have to practice and work at it to get better. But I promise you it's worth it. Again, feedback, if you're getting feedback from people, do you get defensive? Do you take it personally? I hope not. And if you do, it's human nature. It can be easy to get defensive, but you have to stop yourself and think, okay, wait a minute. I need to take what I'm hearing and take everything with a grain of salt, but is it useful? Then I'm going to use it. Can I learn from this? And it can help you to identify areas to improve. And then the way that you view setbacks. Do you start to blame others and get discouraged very easily? Or do you use them as a wake-up call, reminding you that you need to work harder next time? I sure hope that you guys can move to this right side of the chart if you're even leaning at all to the left. And obviously it's not black and white. It's not right or wrong. But there's probably a good sliding scale in between here. And, from day to day, you're going to experience different things. Maybe today you just have a bad day and you see a setback and you're like, I just give up. But if you can remember this chart and realize, okay, wait a minute, I got to pull myself out of this. I need to stay in a growth mindset. I need to work on myself. And let's try to learn from this. I promise it will be worth it. So moving on, but mindset is everything, and that's why we started there. So if you've got all those pieces in place, and mindset is not going to be something that you're like, oh, yep, I saw that chart, I'm going to remember it every time, I'm done, I'm good with mindset, let's go. This is an ongoing process. And even once you get to Emerald and beyond, you're still going to continue to have to work on your mindset and just work on personal development on a daily basis. So from there, that's as much as I'm going to talk about mushy-gushy stuff. We're going to jump right into some practical stuff that you need to know as a new ambassador. So I like to go with comp plan pretty much first as far as this all goes, because knowing the compensation plan is so vital. A lot of times this gets like skimmed over. I've been doing this for almost 2.5 years. I have people that started with me in the very beginning who still do not understand the compensation plan. And they are like somewhere in the middle of this chart over here, and they don't understand the compensation plan because they've made no effort to learn it. So I'm going to encourage you today not to be that person. Learn the compensation plan by you can get this colorful chart, which I'll zoom in on in a minute. You can get that on a lot of our team pages. At least on mine, it's called the 11-way compensation plan. And you can print it out. This is what I did, so I'm going to encourage you to do the same. Print it out, put it on your nightstand, and every night before bed, spend like 10 minutes looking at this thing and playing with numbers. I do not like math. I hate math. But every night I would pull up my calculator on my phone, and I would say, okay, it says here that Emerald Ambassador is 1,500 pay points. And I know that pay points average $3 per point. So what's 1,500 times $3? Okay, well, that's this much. Well, what if I did this? And what if I promote to gold next month? Then I'm going to get this $250 bonus, plus I'm going to have pay points, and so on and so forth. So learning the compensation plan by playing with the numbers yourself. And then when I'm assuming if you've only been in, maybe a few days or a few weeks, by the time you get your first paycheck, pull up your paycheck in the back office. You have access to it, and it shows you the breakdown of how you got paid, and try to understand. Look at the pretty little colorful chart here. Look at your paycheck, and then decide or try to decipher where that money came from so you understand it. This is really, really important because this is going to build belief, first of all, in what is possible. And you will also feel confident in being able to explain it to other people, and just not even if having to explain it, but being able to say, yeah, you can make real money because you know already how that works. So essentially there are 11 ways that we get paid with Plexus, and they're kind of broken down into 2 categories. One way that you get paid is through customers, and the other way that you get paid is through building a team. You need to maintain a pretty good balance here as far as sponsoring new customers and sponsoring new ambassadors. But in the beginning, the bulk of your income is going to come from over here, from the customer side. So when you sponsor, or when someone signs up as your customer, either preferred or retail, I always suggest preferred because they get a discount. It doesn't cost them anything to become a preferred customer. And you also get a bonus. Well, when they place their order, anything from $101 to $499, you're going to get that 15% commissions. As soon as you hit 500 PV, you're going to bump up to 25% commission on all of that. So now so commissions are paid out on your own order as well. So your personal volume is included in the total PV that you get paid commissions on. So if let's say you want to get that 25% commission, that means you need $500 in personal volume. You buy a triplex combo for $109 as an ambassador. If you've got about 4 other customers ordering the same thing, you're going to get 25% commission. And then obviously those preferred customer bonuses that I mentioned. Now all the other ways that we get paid are all about building a team. Building a team, the benefits of building a team is true residual income. That's where we're going to look at this chart, and you see the big bucks rolling in. That is residual income. That is doing the work, the real hard groundwork up front, and being able to benefit from that income coming in every single month, whether you maybe have the ability to work or not. You earn weekly pay when you start building a team. When you sponsor new ambassadors, you get business building bonuses. This is a lot when you're building a team. That's how you earn credits for things like convention and leaders retreats. So you get to go on trips, and when you get to Emerald, you get to go to Hawaii and all those awesome things. So I'm going to really break it down. I'm going to keep an eye on the time so that we don't go. I'm not going to get too in depth, but I really want to show you all these ways. So turn your little thinking caps on here. And if it starts to go over your head, don't freak out. I just want you to have this information at your fingertips. I'm recording this so that you can go back and like re-listen to this section if you need to, so that you can start to understand. So here's all the 11 ways that we get paid. This is the retail commissions that I already mentioned to you. 0 to 99, you don't earn anything. 100 to 499, it's actually 101 to 499, you get 15% commissions, and $500 and up, you get 25% commissions. So if you, okay, and then these are the preferred customer bonuses. So again, I always explain to people, you can sign up as a retail customer. That's a one-time order, but it's the most expensive, so most people don't do that, and I wouldn't suggest it. But this is the way I explain preferred customer. Most of my customers, or most people, order as a preferred customer because they get a discount right off the bat. It doesn't cost you anything to become a preferred customer, and you can cancel at any time, or I can cancel for you. So get that little sentence locked in, and I promise you everyone will order preferred. These are the preferred customer discounts. You get it based on which products they order. So you can see down here, triplex combo is worth $20. So you're going to earn commissions plus $20 on every single preferred customer that orders a triplex combo. That adds up quickly. Business building bonuses. So all these other ways are when you start building a team. So when a new ambassador signs up, you guys, you're a new ambassador, you signed up and purchased a welcome pack. You get a $99 welcome pack. The person that signed you up got almost 25 bucks. Their person above them, their sponsor, got $12.50. Above them got $7.50. Above them got $4.95. And then it's almost double that for the $199 welcome packs. Now, what's cool about this here? First of all, these are weekly paychecks. So you can get paid as soon as next Friday if you start sponsoring new ambassadors to your team. So for me, these business building bonuses, in the very beginning, this was the difference between me being able to put gas in my car using my debit card instead of having to use my credit card until we got to payday. So, a few people, you could pay yourself back for the $100 welcome pack that you purchased today. You could get paid back, cover that cost by sponsoring 4 ambassadors and getting paid all their 24 to 75 business building bonuses next Friday. So that is the fastest way to get paid. And I think it's truly belief building. It should build your belief to realize, at least it did for me, holy cow, these people are going to pay me like actual real money. It's going to get deposited into my account. This thing is real. Okay, retail override commissions. This is, again, when you're sponsoring new ambassadors onto your team, you're going to get 5% commission on whatever they sell over $100. So that includes their own orders and any customers. You get an extra 5%. Again, don't try to I don't want you to get jumbled and confused and try to track all of this. I just want you to hear it so that 2 months down the road when you're trying to figure things out, you're like, oh, that's what she meant. Now I see it on my paycheck. I got a 5% from so-and-so. Okay, this is probably the part of the chart that I use the most. I reference still every day probably. I have a little picture of this in my phone so that I can see. This is a chart that shows every rank in the company, and it shows how you get there. So no matter what, you have to have your annual membership current. That's the $34.95 that you pay every year, once a year, and have your auto qualification order in place. You need, this column shows you how many personally sponsored qualified ambassadors you need. That means somebody that you went out and signed up as your level 1. So when you have 2 people, when you go out and sign your first 2 people, you technically promote to the rank of senior ambassador. But the one that we really focus on is getting to silver, which is the first really celebrated rank. You get to silver by sponsoring 3 new ambassadors. So if you're on this call, I would make that your very first goal. You guys could do this tomorrow. And in fact, tomorrow is the last day of our $19.99 special, signing people up. I promise you, I'm not kidding you. It doesn't even take a rock star. You know 3 people that need to earn an extra income, or 3 people that need to improve their health and need to get it at the cheapest price possible. 3 new ambassadors with a welcome pack means that you'll get an additional $100 bonus on your check next month. Gold, these are the minimum requirements, but this is how you get there. So silver is 3 ambassadors. Gold is actually everything above gold and above is focused on these pay points. And I'm going to talk to you guys more about what these pay points mean and why they are so powerful. But to get to gold, you need 100 of them, which means about 20 people. 20 people will get you to gold, and that gets you a $250 bonus. And then you can just spend some time looking at these charts, what it takes to get there. All of these pay points end up getting paid out to you, and pay points average about $3 per pay point. They can go up based on how the company is doing as a whole, how much we sell as a group of ambassadors. So the pay points fluctuate, but they average about $3 per point. So you can imagine, so gold, 100 pay points, that means that's about $300 right there, plus a $250 achievement bonus. That's $550, and so on and so forth. So spend some time looking at this chart, doing the math. It will blow your mind. The rank achievement bonus is what I was just starting to explain. So $250 when you go gold, senior gold is $350, ruby is $500, senior ruby is $750. You see this other fast start column. This is if you reach the rank of gold or above in your first 30 days and as an ambassador. And I've seen several people do this. This is not uncommon, but it takes a lot of determination. And if this is something you want to do, you need to talk to your sponsor and really strategize on how to do it. So if you get to gold, that means signing 20 people to your team, whether that's you or you and some other people on your team sponsoring people. The collective number is 20. You double that bonus to 500, and so on and so forth as you go up.
Or in that bottom drawer over there, maybe?
Someone's got their microphone on, and I can't see anything to mute you. So if you guys can just make sure that you're muted, that'd be awesome. Okay, Plexus pay points. So this is what I was explaining. As a gold ambassador, you need 100 of these to go gold, and that chart shows you all the way up. To go emerald, you need 1,500, sapphires 3,000, and so on and so forth. How do you earn those pay points in order to rank? It's all based on people signing up as ambassadors. So level 1 is someone that you personally sponsor as an ambassador. Level 2 is someone that person sponsors, and so on and so forth. So you can have as many level 1s as you want, and I would encourage you to have as many as you want. I'm closing in on 100 level 1s. So that's my goal right now, is to get to 100 level 1s. But when you sponsor a new ambassador, a level 1, and they purchase their first $100 in personal volume, you get 5 pay points, boop, pop up right next to their name in your back office. And every month these points accumulate so that you get paid on those points. So let's say you go silver this month, you sponsor 3 new ambassadors, you go silver, you get your $100 bonus next month. So then next month, when all 3 of those people order their next shipment of products, then you'll have 15 points, 5, 10, 15 for all 3 of the people that you signed up. So you're going to get paid on those 15 pay points. However many pay points you end with at the end of the month is what you get paid on for pay points. This is really technically profit share, because it comes from the collective activity of the company. So if we do, $40 million in sales, then a portion of that is set aside to pay out the Plexus points. So that's how we can increase the pay point, because by selling more product, all of us collectively. When you get to emerald, sapphire, and diamond, you get an additional profit share. So those pay points are profit share, but we get an additional bonus. This is like real, true residual income here. You get an additional 3% bonus pool when you reach emerald. Sapphire, you keep the 3% and add 1%. And at diamond, you keep the 3, the 1, and you add another 1%. Now, 3% does not sound like a lot, but when it's 3% of 40 million divided by the couple hundred emerald and above ambassadors there are, that's a big number. It's got a comma in it. When you get to sapphire and you get to add that extra 1%, this little 1% right here is only divided by the sapphires and above. So it's even less people, more money. So the sapphire pool, that 1% is bigger than this 3%, but they've both got commas, and now you're getting paid on both of those. Diamond, again, same thing. Fewer people, bigger check, and you're getting all 3 of these bonus pools, and they are nice. I could literally live on just these bonus pools alone. These bonus pools are more than I was bringing in as full-time 60-plus hour employee of the government. And it's incredible. And I don't say this to brag. I want you guys to know this is worth it. This little 3%, this little 1%, and this little 1% right here is worth dealing with all of the rejection in the world, hearing no a million gazillion times. It's worth having people laugh at you and tell you you'll never make it. It's worth it all. Just keep going. Diamond reentry. Basically, when you get to diamond, you can do it all over again. And the Plexus Lexus program, when you reach the rank of emerald, you can pick up your brand new Lexus, and Plexus will pay you to drive that Lexus around, and it's a pretty nice car. When you reach diamond, you get to upgrade to an even bigger one. Okay, so that's my compensation plan spiel, and I think I kept it pretty short. I want you guys now to look at the annual ambassador income chart. So just take a minute to look at some of these ranks and compare. This is the average U.S. per capita income, $28,000 a year. Ambassador is this person right here is somebody that's really just purchasing their product for a wholesale price. They're not necessarily sharing with anybody, but they're probably spending maybe $200 a month, $300 a month, something like that. So they're getting almost $500 cash back in a year. I think of that like a Costco cashback bonus. Senior ambassador, silver. So again, that's your guys' goal. Your very first goal is to go silver with 3 new ambassadors on your team. Silver's average $5,000 a year, and it goes up and up and up from there. And guys, if you look at these numbers, 5,000, when you get 20 people on your team and you're gold, that's $12,000 a year. That's $1,000 a month. What would you do with an extra $1,000 a month? And how many hours would you have to work at a part-time job to make an additional $1,000 a month? How much time away from your family would that be? When you could do this on the side, work it from your phone, talk to your friends and build relationships with people and earn an extra $1,000 a month. Guys, I would be comfortable right there for a long, long time. Senior gold is almost double that. Ruby, you're at $35,000. You're surpassing the average U.S. per capita income. Senior Ruby is breaking the $50,000 a year mark, and Emerald more than doubles that to $119,000 a year. Sapphire doubles again, Diamond doubles again. These are insane numbers, guys. I never thought that I could ever even make a 6-figure income, period. But my job, there was a salary freeze. I would never even have gotten a raise, let alone come close to making a 6-figure income, let alone making that 6-figure income while I'm working from home with my kids and involved in their lives. So I just want you guys, again, to look at these numbers. Check in with your mindset. What is your brain saying right now? Is your belief there? Are you starting out with the core belief of like, yes, I could do that. I can see myself being a diamond ambassador, earning that type of income. Or is your mindset just conditioned to think that, oh, well, that's nice for Stephanie, but I could never do that. I could never get on this training and teach people how to do anything. I too terrified to talk to new people about Plexus. So that's nice for them, but I'll never do that. Is that what your mindset is telling you right now? I want you to get that in check. And remember, I've got to stay flexible. I have to stay in the growth mindset. I can do that. Because you can. So All right, now I'm going to jump into the actual step-by-step how to share Plexus. So if you're not taking notes already, I sure hope you are, but if you're not, make sure you have a pen and pencil. I'm going to break it down for you step-by-step exactly how to share Plexus, how to start building a business, how to start building a customer base and flipping them to ambassadors. So here we go. Number one is to create a list of 100 contacts, 100 people. And that might sound scary, but I promise you the average person has a network of over 500 people. So it can feel like a whole lot less when you start to think of people and go, oh, no. She would never want Plexus. Oh, she's too skinny. Oh, she makes too much money. They're rich. They don't need anything. Guess what? Rich people need money. Poor people need money. Rich people need health. Poor people need health. So do not prejudge anyone. Don't think that, don't make that decision for them before they've had the opportunity to make the decision for themselves. So create your list of 100, and I really call it like a 100 plus list because it should continue to grow. And yeah, as you're thinking of people, you're adding people to the list. So you can use the Frank's method. You can, even if you just Google Frank's method, there's like worksheets out there and stuff that'll pop up that you can like print out and fill out the names of people. But basically this is just an acronym to help you think of, start to brainstorm people. So your friends, relatives, acquaintances, I always forget exactly what they are because I just go down my Facebook list and write people's names down as I see them on Facebook. So that's another little cheat. But sports, your spouse, sports or spouses, whatever those other two are. But basically, use some sort of method to think of 100 people, write them all down, like actually write them, don't just think of them, and then keep looking for more people. As you're out and about, you're meeting people, really be aware of where you are. Maybe you're in, maybe you go to your kid's school to pick them up every day and you're hanging out outside waiting for them. Instead of being engrossed or pretending that you have something super important to do on your phone, take a look around and strike up a conversation with another mom or another dad or same thing at sports, whatever it is. You're coming across people every single day that you could be adding to your list and adding to Facebook, but you have to be paying attention and you have to be engaged in real life. And then make sure that you're keeping records so that you can follow up so that you know who you've talked to, who you reached out to, what they said, and when you're going to follow up with them. Follow-up is the key. You probably have heard the phrase, the fortune is in the follow-up. It is so true. 48% of salespeople never follow up with a prospect. So that's almost 50% of your competition. That's almost half of your competition is wiped out right then and there. 25% make a second contact and stop. 12% only make 3 contacts and then stop. And only 10% of salespeople, which is what you are, will make more than 3 contacts. So that's kind of scary. So I want you to be that 10%. Commit yourself to be the 10% because 2% of sales are made on the first contact. Only 2%. 3% are on the second. 5% are on the third. 10% are on the fourth. And 80% of sales are made on the 5th to 12th contact. I'm going to make sure you guys are muted here. Just one second. I'm getting feedback. Okay. So 80% of sales are made on the 5th to 12th contact. So that means you're going to have to follow up a whole stinking lot before someone is really ready to jump in. You might get lucky with a couple of people and they'll jump in right away or the second time that you follow up, but 80% of your business is going to come from the 5th to 12th contact. So don't let that discourage you, but just know right now, I'm going to have to follow up with people. Okay. Step 2 is really to post make your first post on Facebook or social media about Plexus. Now, Facebook and social media is not the only way to share Plexus, but I love it because it's super indirect. It's really passive aggressive. You can post as much as you want, and people can either scroll by or they can pay attention. Whereas, if I thought about social media, if I thought about Facebook as like a trip to Target, it would take me hours to run around and talk to like 100 people and tell them about Plexus. But if I post something on Facebook, I've already got a captive audience, and I could probably hit 100 people, with one post with 30 seconds of thought, taking a selfie and posting it on Facebook. And then Facebook does the work of getting it into other people's news feeds to see. So there are some do's and don'ts on Facebook. And social media in general. I just say Facebook because I use it the most. You can use Instagram, whatever it is. Pinterest is really great. But when you're on social media, just remember that you are your brand. So you're selling yourself truly. People aren't going to buy Plexus. They're going to buy into you. So you want to be attractive to people. This is truly, and I don't mean like make sure that you have your makeup on and be really pretty every day, because I am not, but people need to be attracted to you as far as your persona and your personality, your attitude that comes across on social media very clearly. And if you have a negative attitude, if your posture, or even if it's not negative, but you're not bold, if you're just kind of like, yeah, I'm doing this Plexus thing, I don't really know, we'll see how it goes, I'm not really sure. People read into that, like that. People read between the lines all day long on Facebook. So you have to have posture and confidence when you're posting on Facebook, whether that's regarding Plexus or just in general, whatever you're saying on Facebook. You've got to have a good posture and positivity. People are attracted to positivity. I don't know how many people I have blocked on Facebook because all they post is negative crap, or, their drama of a life, and I don't need to see all their dirty laundry and all that stuff, or all they share are the negative news stories. There's a reason I don't watch the news, because it's all negative and it brings you down and it brings you into a mindset that is just yucky. So if you can be that positive shining light for other people, I promise they will keep watching, even if they're not interested in Plexus, but you're posting other positive things and making them laugh by sharing things about your life, then they'll stick around and watch you. Consistency and longevity are so important. Consistency as far as the number of posts that you're going to do every single day. I would recommend about 2 a day regarding Plexus. When I started out, that meant I would post in the morning before I got out of bed, and at night before I got into bed. And that's so that people, because every single post that you put on Facebook is not going to be seen by everybody on your friends list. So by posting twice a day, you're more likely to get into other people's news feeds. And then longevity. Even if you have nobody commenting on your Plexus post, no one's liking it, no one's saying anything, commit now, because I promise you people are watching. And eventually they're going to say something. So if you just keep going, some people might be watching to see when you quit. So don't prove them right, prove them wrong. Just don't ever quit. Do not use graphics ever. Like those cute little, it's Plexus Slim and it's pink and whatever. Make it personal. People are going to stop scrolling for a second when they see your face. So if it's your face, they'll stop. If it's a picture of a product by itself, they're really less likely to stop. They're probably just immune to it. They're going to scroll right by. So make it personal. Here's an example of my friend Lisa. She didn't even post anything about Plexus. This is just a selfie with her pink drink, and she's on her way to a bridal shower for her sister. She looks happy. And there's her pink drink. Really, overall, people just need to see that you're doing this, you're taking this product, you're enjoying it, and you're going to continue to enjoy it. So even now, 2.5 years down the road, I post pictures of myself with my pink drink because people need to know she's still taking it. She's still loving it. Maybe there's something to this. Share the Plexus culture. So if you, the best way to share the Plexus culture is to actually be involved in something, as far as going to opportunity meetings in your local area, meeting with other ambassadors, especially meeting with your team as you're starting to grow your team. Go to do coffee or a play date or whatever it is, and make sure you guys take a picture together and say how much fun you're having. I can't tell you the number of times someone has come to me and said, "Man, it just looks like you're always having fun. I want to be a part of that." And people do, they're attracted to that. So this was an example of one of the girls on my team, and we were going to do a pampering day at Glen Ivy. And so she didn't even post a picture. And it just said, "I'm so excited, Plexus perks, spoiled, blah, blah, blah." And, another friend, a mutual friend of ours, you can see her first comment, "What? I need a day like that." So it's attractive to people when you're posting about the Plexus culture and being a part of something bigger. Then sprinkle it in. So you're not gonna, do not post every single thing. Do not make every single post about Plexus. You want to make sure that you have different non-Plexus things to share. So you want to have a balance. So if you're posting twice a day about Plexus, you should be posting probably at least twice a day about just non-Plexus personal stuff. If you are somebody that does not even post twice a day ever on Facebook, then make it balanced to whatever you normally do, and maybe start to turn up the number of posts that you do that are not about Plexus. So sprinkle it in and present your lifestyle. So this example that I'm showing here is actually regarding Plexus, but I was showing, I'm sitting next to my before Plexus picture. I don't know what I was saying. Oh, anyway. Oh yes, it was grumpy. So I was basically just showing that my son was in the picture doing a training with me, hashtag bring your kids to work day every day. So I do a lot of that stuff now that I'm at home, because I'm presenting the fact that I can work from home with my kids, that type of thing. And even if it's not Plexus, like I just post, oh, we're at the park today, and people see that and are attracted to that. And engage your audience. Do not push the share button ever if you like something. So let's say, so this is a non-Plexus post, but just a way to get people to comment and share their opinions. People love to share their opinions or help you. Just don't post things that you can find out on Google, but really like engaging stuff. I thought this was a good one. If you could spread one positive message to the world, what would it be? And there were at least 36, 37 comments on this, and that wasn't even the end of it, I don't think. So anyway, engage your audience. All right. Again, as I had mentioned before, make sure that you're speaking when you're talking to people or posting on social media with confidence, conviction, and passion. Those come across whether you're typing on your phone or whether you're speaking verbally to someone face to face. You have to have confidence. You have to have conviction that what you're saying, what you're sharing is important and that they need to hear it, and with passion. And all three of those come from belief. So if you are wavering in belief, you need to make sure that you focus on these things. You should have belief in three things. Belief in the products, that they work, that they do what they say they're going to do. And the way to build belief in that is to take them consistently, do whatever you need to do in order to help the products work, whether that's, exercising some more, watching what you eat, etc., learning how to troubleshoot, and reading other people's testimonies. I promise you can't read a tearjerker testimony and be like, this stuff doesn't work. When you read that someone has gone from being in a wheelchair and now can play with their kids. Belief in the company and the business opportunity. The way that you can build belief in the company is by watching Diamond documentaries. These are posted almost every Thursday on the company's YouTube page. You can go to YouTube, search Plexus Worldwide, and go to the Diamond Doc playlist. And they're about 20 minutes, usually, maybe a little less, maybe 12 minutes. But watch one every single week. It will build your belief that getting to Diamond is worth it, because you see the most amazing testimonies and the most amazing stories, and you'll relate to people. So people that have started just where you are, that have been able to reach the rank of Diamond. Learn the compensation plan. Like I already said, that is one really great way to build your belief in the business opportunity. And probably the number one way to do it is to make a paycheck. So sponsor an ambassador this week and get a $25 paycheck next week. And I promise you will have a moment, a little light bulb will go off, and you'll go, oh, Plexus is going to pay me real money. And that's pretty darn awesome. And then finally, belief in network marketing as an industry. If you have any fears or questions about like, oh my gosh, like I've heard about these like pyramid scheme things, or if anyone's coming at you saying that, like, oh, it's just a pyramid scheme, whatever. And if that freaks you out, you need to read GoPro. You need to read the book, The 4-Year Career, or even the book, Flip Flop CEO. All three of those are really great at addressing that. And they will help build your belief in the industry. This is the best industry on earth. This is one of the oldest ways that people have promoted products and done marketing. It's through word of mouth, because people want to buy from people they know, like, and trust. And that's you. And if you have the opportunity to Google The Rise of the Entrepreneur. It's a documentary that the author of GoPro, Eric Worre, put together, and it's a really great video. And if you have a skeptical spouse, I would encourage watching The Rise of the Entrepreneur with them. So, again, a few extra tips. Be a professional network marketer, and that you can learn more about how to be a professional network marketer by reading the book GoPro by Eric Worre, the one that I just mentioned. It really goes in depth, but essentially just you have to know that you will never run out of people. There are always going to be more people on this earth that you can meet, that you can introduce to Plexus. So a professional network marketer intentionally expands their network. Somebody who is just kind of putting their toe in the water is somebody that says, oh, well, I only know 50 people, and then that's it. A professional network marketer might even be somebody who truly only knows 50 people and then says, but I'm going to add 100 more people to my list in the next 3 months, and does it. A professional network marketer works on growing their influence. One of my favorite books on learning how to do that is the book How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. Again, that book is How to Win Friends and Influence People. It's a very old book, and it is absolutely still applicable. And influencing people is a skill. So that means that's something that you can learn how to do. So there are certain people that it might seem like, oh, they're just natural influencers. Like when they talk, people listen. But you can learn how to do that intentionally, but it takes some work. So again, the book, How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. I said it 3 times, so I sure hope you wrote it down. Again, a professional network marketer builds relationships. Again, that's a skill that you can learn. And that book is a great place to start. There are other great books too. And then a professional network marketer hosts opportunity events of some sort, whether that's a sip and see at their house, whether that's a full-blown meeting with a projector and slides and all of that, or as I'm going to suggest here, your first opportunity event should be a Zoom chat with you, your sponsor, whoever sponsored you into Plexus, and your top 3 to 5 prospects, top 3 to 5 people that you want to share Plexus with. So again, I'm going to go back to some action steps. We already talked about 1, creating your list of 100 plus, and 2, posting your first Plexus post. And I gave you some outlines on how to do that effectively and how to continue to post effectively. Now, number 3 on your to-do list is to schedule a 3-way Zoom chat with your upline. So whether that's the person that sponsored you personally into the business, or if you need to go above them because they're terrified and they won't do it, then keep going up until you find somebody that will do a 3-way Zoom chat with you. Schedule it first. Just commit to a day, and I would say like sooner rather than later. So let's see, today is Thursday. You should at least have one on the books no later than maybe Monday or Tuesday. You can do it Friday, you can do it Saturday, you can do it Sunday, you can do it Monday. But don't wait forever to schedule your Zoom chat. Schedule it, commit to it, and then work your tushy off to get as many people on that Zoom chat as possible, because your upline is going to give their time, and your upline ambassador is going to share their story, and I promise you it will be effective. Then you're going to go out there and invite 10 to 15 people at least. And all you have to say is, hey, my friend so-and-so is going to help me, is going to do a little informational chat. I'm doing this thing called Plexus. I'm really excited about it, and I want you to learn more. Are you available on this day at this time? And that's truly as simple as it gets. Don't get all tongue-tied. Don't freak out that you have to explain everything. Just invite them to learn more. And if they start asking questions, just say, you know what? She's going to answer all of that, all of your questions on that chat. And then finally, as I mentioned, follow up. So you're going to do that Zoom chat with your probably 3 to 5 people out of those 10 to 15. If you're brand new, you might get 3 to 5 out of those 10 to 15. If you're not so brand new, you're probably going to need to invite 20 to 30 people to get 3 to 5 people. After that chat, make sure that you follow up, because that's where the fortune is. We already talked about it, but follow up, just ask them questions. Hey, did you get all of your questions answered? How can I help you make a decision? What else do you need to know? Why are you interested? all of those types of things. And then you just repeat this cycle over and over and over again, including, so then, if you start back at the top, you're going to keep adding to your list of 100. You're going to keep posting every day consistently. You're going to schedule another Zoom chat next week and invite another 10 to 15 people. And you're going to follow up with those people because you wrote them down on your list and you remember to check back in with them. And it just goes on and on and on. You just cycle, repeat, 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 repeat. Now, as you're starting to share with people and questions come up from them, or questions that you have, like when you need to sign somebody up, all those types of things, first look for your own answers. The team pages that you have been added to on Facebook are really great resources, and they're not necessarily resources for you to post, hey, what's the answer to this question? They're resources for you to use the little magnifying glass at the top, whether you're on your phone or on a computer that's there, and you can search whatever the keywords are to your question first and read comments and look at threads. And then you can go to your upline later if you still can't answer, or you can ask it on the team page. Use your own website. Guys, there is so much information on your own website. Just go to the front side as if you're a customer and click on products, and you can look at every single product and you can see all the question and answers about them. You can use the success kit that you got when you signed up as an ambassador. There are cards in there that tell you every little talking point about every product. They're incredible. Use the tools that you have before you just ask somebody else for help or someone else to give you the easy answer, because we're all adults here. I'm sure you've all probably at some point in your life helped a second grader with their homework. They're going to ask you what the answer is because they want the easy way out. So don't be the second grader when it comes to Plexus. You have to take the initiative to learn yourself, to find your own answers before you go to your upline and ask. Okay, so finally, I want to ask you this question. If not now, then when? I've kind of walked you through what it's going to take to get started, to really be working the business on a daily basis. And if you're thinking like, oh my gosh, that's a lot, I don't know if I can do this, I'm kind of scared, well, that'd be really great to have that income, but I just got so much going on because it's the summer, and maybe I'll wait until when the kids are back in school. If not now, then when? There's no better time than the present. Tomorrow is not promised, so you might as well do it now. It is time to commit. It is time to let go of all that fear that's driving you, that fear of rejection, fear of commitment, whatever it is that's stirred up inside of you that has you holding back. It's time to let go. I promise you that each one of you truly does have greatness within you. You have to release it on this world. You are here for a purpose, and I honestly believe if you have been brought to this Zoom call tonight, there is a reason for it. You needed to hear some of this stuff. You have greatness within you and in front of you. You guys can totally rock this business. And Plexus, you might not be the most passionate person about gut health. That might not be, what your future is intended to be. You might not be the person that's going to save 100 people because they have gut issues, but you might be able to use gut health and inflammation and blood sugar and fixing those things for people so that you can earn an income that allows you to impact the world in a greater way. So the Plexus could be and is, I believe, the vehicle to take you to the future that you choose, or the future that God has in store for you, the ultimate embodiment of what you are here to do on this earth. So with all of that, if we follow those steps, repeat, 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 don't give up, don't let anyone else stand in your way, and you will make it to the top of that final peak, Plexus freedom. So I think I accidentally wrote on the screen. That's funny. I'm going to stop the recording now. And so that, if I can figure out how to do it, I have to stop share first. And